up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I really wanted to talk about the controversy surrounding celebrities, specifically the Hadid sisters, in discussing the Palestinian movement and the Free Palestine movement, and all of the things that they have said that have been factually incorrect to most people that believe a certain thing, but there are always two sides to every narrative, and ultimately, in my opinion, the best way to go about speaking about this whole situation is not to cancel them, not to ignore them, not to shut them out, not to, unfollow all of the celebrities that have made these comments, but to try to have a discussion, to try to humanize the other side, because ultimately what we need to do is we need to humanize each other in order for this to make any progress and change. So even if you are being subject to something that is irrational or illegal by the government, and you have a friend who isn't, don't you think that you would want that friend to stand up for you and to try to do everything in their power to help you, because you feel as though you are being forced, or you feel as though something is happening to you that is unjust and unreasonable, and it's not something that you want to endure, so you're asking for help. And ultimately the Palestinian people are asking for help, and I think the most important thing for us to do right now is to give them that help and to stand in solidarity with them. And as a Jewish person living in Israel, and I say Jewish in quotations because I'm only half Jewish. My mother is Jewish, my dad is Christian, and most Jews will say, well, of course you're Jewish just because your mom is. I don't agree with that. Half my mom, half my dad. That's for another story though. So I really, coming from an Israeli Jew, it is, so important to me to hear the other side and to humanize the other side, because I don't agree with everything the government does, and I also don't agree with everything the Palestinian Authority or Hamas does. So it's really hard for me to say that the best way to come to some solution would be to ignore the other and to dehumanize the other, because ultimately that's what we've done to a lot of these celebrities. And there's been so many responses on social media that have shocked me, that have literally been like starting with an insult, like, hey, let's insult the Hadid sisters, let's say something mean and nasty like a child, and then let's try to throw facts at them. And ultimately it's just rude. And if somebody did that to you and somebody was responding from ego to you, how would you like it? Like, nobody would like that. It doesn't matter if what your message has to say is important, and that's what's so frustrating, because there will be so many important messages that are drowned out by all of the negativity and the hate and the mean things that you say before or after saying those important messages. So you might think that you're being funny or cute, or you're trying to be mean to them as they were mean to you. First of all, we're not children. We all need to grow up, and we need to realize that an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. Excuse me for my corny analogy, but but ultimately it is so silly to try to fight back somebody that you are mad at or you have anger towards with more anger and more frustration, and it's not going to help you. It's not going to help them want to speak to you, and it's just going to dehumanize you more in their eyes. So with that being said, I just really want to reach out to all of the Israelis and Palestinians. Okay, I've seen it on both sides. I've seen so many nasty things said on both sides, and I'm in absolute disgust and shock every time I see it. Because I just don't understand how people can't realize that, like, we are people, we are not a government. We can only do so much. So if you don't agree with what the government is doing, or even if you do, still understand that we are people at our core. We are humans. We all bleed the same, okay? There is no difference between me and a Muslim and an Arab and a Christian, and it doesn't matter, okay? You might say our DNA, I don't care. I don't care about our DNA. We all bleed the same. We all feel pain the same. No one wants to feel hurt. No one wants to feel pain. No one wants to feel oppressed. It doesn't matter. So if you are a Jew and you're coming from the idea, but we need security, we need to secure our country, and we need to protect the people in it, 100%. Okay, I'm not saying we don't need security. Like any country, we do need security, just because no matter what happens, we want to be able to make sure that we can protect our citizens, because if we don't, who else will? Our citizens also include Palestinians. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. They are in Israel. Whether it's considered the West Bank, Palestine, we need to be responsible for as much as we can be responsible for, okay? This is why we supply electricity to Gaza and water to Gaza, okay? Because we are technically responsible for that, okay? I don't care what anybody says. If we weren't supplying electricity and water to them, people would be like, what the effing heck? Like, and I would be like, what the effing heck? But I also know that it's a little bit fishy to me that all of a sudden, after what, 60 years of all of these things happening in Sheikh Jarrah, Bibi all of a sudden wants to kick these people out of his house now. Just so happens it's now, whenever he has all these, issues with the election. Don't call me a conspiracy theorist. Call me whatever you want. I really don't care, actually. But all I'm saying is there are so many things that nobody knows about, that we, the people, don't even understand. We don't get. There are so many things bigger than us, deeper than us. You might think that people know everything. They don't, okay? And let me explain one more thing to everyone listening. You and me did not have the same experience in life. Even if you are an Israeli, growing up next to your neighbor, you guys did not experience life the same way. Okay, maybe you had the same environment growing up, but you did not experience life the same way. Everybody has experienced life differently. So for me, I've experienced life in my own reality. I perceive my reality on a daily basis. You perceive your reality on a daily basis. You have the ability to control your reality, okay? Your thoughts, your beliefs make up your reality. I'm just going to say it one more time, just for the people in the back. Your thoughts and your beliefs make up your reality, okay? That's it. So, I am not saying that there are not atrocities performed on both sides. I am not saying that one person is right and one person is wrong. I am not saying anything like that, okay? All I'm saying is, be human, have compassion for other people, and in the words of my mother, be nice. Just be nice to everyone, okay? No need to be mean. Even if people are mean to you, even if they're mean to you, you know better. You know better. Be nice. Maybe they had different experiences in life than you. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they don't realize how to cope with their emotions yet. That's okay. You have to control you, because we can't control anyone else. Bibi, he has to control Bibi. Joe Biden has to control Joe Biden. Obviously, he has more range of control over people. But at the end of the day, you have control over yourself. No matter who your governing body is, you have control over yourself. You know what's right, you know what's wrong. It's as simple as that. So whether you think that you're doing the movement of whatever side justice by being mean, making nasty jokes, just spreading hate, you're not being helpful. You're being harmful. You are part of the problem. You are making yourself part of the problem. And I'll tell you what, we need people to be part of the solution, baby. We need a solution, okay? This is one of the most intractable conflicts in the world, and if not the most intractable conflict, okay? I took a master's class in intractable conflict, and I'll tell you what is the most furthest to the extreme side of intractable conflict is the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and I'll tell you why. There are so many intergenerational traumas, okay? So many generational traumas that people are passing it down from grandmother to mom to child and so on and so forth. And it is just in you, in your experience, okay? In the way that you perceive life, all right? You have the ability to change that. Even if your parents were in the Holocaust, they experienced, your parents, your grandparents, probably your grandparents, experienced anti-Semitism at some point in your life, you have the ability to change that, sorry. You have the ability to change that. You have the ability to view life a different way. And I really, really urge you guys all to do that. So I know that I maybe oversimplified things and maybe have a little bit of an altruistic view of life and, you know, an idealistic point of view. But ultimately, if we realize that we are just people, okay, people doing the people thing, okay, doing the human experience together, what is the point of being at war with another? What's the point? Money? We can figure out money some other way. We can manifest money another way. It doesn't need to be like this. It doesn't need to be like this. Power, you can manifest power a different way. It doesn't need to be like this. You have the ability to create your own reality. If it's money, if it's power, you can create that without war. You can create that without hate. You can create that without negativity. You can do that. So you choose. Do you want to be part of the problem or do you want to be part of the solution? I'm ready to be part of the solution, and I have been for so many years. I have always been so critical of Israel as a Jewish American, currently Israeli as well. And I'll tell you what, I don't get any praise at the dinner table around my boyfriend's family in general. Like, people don't like what I have to say, okay? Because it is so ingrained in the Israeli culture and the Palestinian culture, okay? It is so ingrained to look at everyone else as the other, to look at the other side and say, oh, you're different than me. Oh, we speak a different language. Actually, we're so similar, okay? We are so, so similar. We live in this country together. There is, in my opinion, no two-state solution. There is one-state solution. There is a solution that it's been for hundreds and hundreds of years when we used to live on this land together in peace. We need to figure out how we're gonna get back to peace. Because ultimately, everyone is hurt. People are feeling so much anger and so much frustration. And I'm telling you right now, you can create the reality that you want. If you want a reality of peace and happiness and positivity, you create that, okay? Whatever you're an energetic match towards will become your reality. So you set your energy, you set your level, whatever you want. So I feel as though I've babbled enough. I feel really good about getting all that off my chest. And if you guys like what you see, then please go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos like this as times move forward. And I thank you guys all so much for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment down below telling me what you liked about this video, what you didn't like. Feel free to be critical. I don't take anything personally. Just try not to be hateful, because again, I won't take it personally, but it's just not necessary. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.